So yeah, I saw Iron Lung, a film based on an indie horror game written by a YouTuber. But before I talk about the movie itself, let me talk more about who made the movie and its inspiration. Iron Lung was made by Mark Fishbach, aka Markiplier, who got popular on YouTube through his Let's Plays on horror games, and over the years, he would make many passion projects working on interactive YouTube stories, creating the oddly fascinating Unis Honest YouTube channel, working with YouTube itself to make original series and film, and making an Amazon Prime original series, Edge of Sleep. In April 2003, Mark announced he would make a film adaptation of Iron Lung and would pay for the entire film's production, though there isn't yet an official amount of how much the film cost to make, but considering it's playing in quite a lot of theaters in the US and other parts of the world, at least according to the official website, my guess is it was probably around the millions. As for its inspiration, Iron Lung is an indie horror made by David Szymanski, which was released in March 2022. The game has you in a small submarine trying to blindly navigate specific areas, and I played the game myself, managing to make it to the end on my very first try.
Oh, Jesus!
Okay, it was my second try. It seemed complicated at first. I later realized that the game's map navigation structure was easy to follow because I knew how to graph using the X, Y, and A axis in algebra. It just goes to show you what you learn in college can actually be useful. As for why Markiplier chose to adapt Iron Lung into a film, I think Mark really enjoyed the mystery and vagueness of the story's plot so much that it could work in a theatrical form. He even get help from the game's creator to help write the film. And after nearly 3 years of development, Iron Lung released in theaters January 29th, 2026. And now we get to the movie part. And what do I think about this movie? Personally, I think it's a movie I can and cannot recommend. And let me explain why, first with the plot. Iron Lung is about a convict, played by Markiplier himself, put on a special mission deep within the depths of a blood-submerged planet in order to find a solution in order to return light within the stars. As in the far future, all lights have been extinguished, and most of life has perished. It's surprising how much attention to detail there is to the original ship and the game's variant. I mean, it makes sense considering it's just the single room in the entire game, and a few pictures of the submerged world. Usually when a director is the actor or spends a lot of money to make his own passion projects, most of the time they can be total disasters, but I think Markiplier has a very good combination of understanding the source material and really appreciating what makes Iron Lung such a fascinating horror game. It's its combination of both fear and paranoia and claustrophobia. Though there are some original concepts for the character Mark plays, as well as the lore of the game, I'd say it's more like an expansion to the game's source material, and that could be a good thing too. And with the original creator on board, they probably added a little more in-depth to the world's lore. I didn't really do a deep dive into Iron Lung's lore, so I don't know all the important details that may or may not exist in this movie. As when it comes to video game movie adaptations, sometimes creative liberties are taken. Now, why do I both recommend and don't recommend Iron Lung? If you're a fan of horror movies or a big fan of Markiplier's work, it's definitely a good recommendation if you like good cinematography or practical effects, or are really into psychological horror, and a deep ideology on the few versus the many. And I think it's worth your personal time. I don't recommend it if you're not into dialogue-heavy movies, very quiet moments that are for build-up, or if you're just not a fan of Markiplier's content at all. Everyone's got their own opinions. I flat out will not say Iron Lung is a bad film. I think it's definitely a really good film. But I know there are some people who like specific things in their movies, and some people like other things. Is this an excuse for me to recommend the movie to see? Honestly, yes. But I will give credit for Markiplier for being one of the first movie directors to actually not do a popular video game IP into a movie adaptation, instead doing an obscure indie game. And ironically enough, there will be a second one coming out later this year, based on that Mortician horror game. And who knows, maybe this will open the floodgates to future indie games getting the TV/movie adaptation. I think some video games could actually make that really work well. And if it does happen, I'm definitely on the argument saying that Crow Country would definitely be one of those good limited series. Sorry if this review is a little all over the place. I've kind of rushing this video as quick as I can, while being, of course, generally honest. And if Markiplier, if you haven't ever seen this video, first off, hi. Second, keep up on the good work on making your own original projects. Until next time, this is AngelStar, signing out from Star Jettison.